Welcome back to the Barca Breakdown. My name is Adam. I'm here with the Use.
What's up, guys? Let's do it.
Use, we got some pretty boring international break to cover, but there are a few topics that are going to be really, really important, especially as we head into this Bayern game, right?
Yes.
First, and the big one, we're talking about Sergino Dest getting an ankle sprain while playing for our boys, the USA men's national team. And then Alba as well in this game today for Spain. He pulled up and did not actually start because of an injury, which might keep him out for a few weeks. Then we'll talk about Pique throwing shade on the man we all like to throw shade on, Bartomeu. And finally, we'll round it up talking about Depay with his first hat trick for the Netherlands. But, Use, I am nervous, right? We got this whole video planned for Saturday. We're going to do a full Bayern breakdown. We're going to watch the Bayern RB Leipzig game and then do some talk about how we look fair going into that game. But now we don't have Sergino Dest, like I said, ankle sprain that could keep him out for a few days or weeks. And then we have Jordi Alba with this injury today out of nowhere, so he didn't start for Spain. This does not bode well because I think if you look at our lineup and see who we're going to start, Sergio Roberto is going to come in as right back, which I know causes you a lot of heartburn and mental anguish. And then we have Mingueza, who looks like he'll probably start as left back. We could do a back three, depending on how things shake out. So how do these two injuries make you feel? Especially considering we just got rid of Emerson. Balde hasn't looked that good yet. I mean, it's just not what we wanted to see, right?
We're in a bad place, Adam, and there's a few reasons why. Like you're saying, Balde
not just your job, right? But there's a
Balde is someone who has not really had enough playtime and accommodation to the game and to the Barca style right now. On top of that, like you're saying, Emerson has just left. Dude, I'm actually upset. I'm underplaying this. Hold on a second here. Let me restart here. We don't have any width, Adam. Both left and right sides, Sergino Dest and Jordi Alba, are out. They're injured. We don't have anybody to really fill this spot.
Already, like if we had Sergino Dest and Jordi Alba, I'd say, man, we're probably going to take a shellacking. I mean, it's at the Camp Nou. I think there's going to be around 40,000 fans there for the first time in a long time, so that's a plus. At the same time, though, a full-strength Barca, this Barca squad, I mean, full-strength minus, Fati, Dembele, not looking good. And now we have these two out. I'm really worried. I think that Koeman is probably going to go with the back three. I'd have to say that's probably going to be his decision, right, with, Pique, Araujo, Lenglet, maybe Mingueza in there instead of Lenglet. But overall, it can't be good. I mean, you don't want to go up against a team that's been just on fire. Lewandowski, when you think about no Alba, no Dest, when you think about just a weakened backline, I'm just really worried he's going to carve us up. And, we all have those bad flashbacks to the 8-2 loss, right? You 8-2 see it, all of the memes. So I'm not too happy about it, Yus. But all we can do is hope that,
I don't trust Roberto coming in. He's so weak on the defensive side. And he scored 2 goals this season. Let's just pretend we're not playing offensively for him. We're gonna we defend on our wings for some, or we depend, on our wings for defensive capabilities. Now Sergio Roberto playing on that side or one of the sides.
Especially with Alphonso Davies, he's so fast. I mean, we remember in that 8-2 game, he tore us apart even when we were at quote unquote full strength. So things are not looking good. Be on the lookout Saturday for a video of us talking more about what to look forward to for Bayern and Barca. Let's go on, Use, to the next thing, which is Pique came out with a quote. He said something along the lines of, he was asked, is Bartomeu the worst president ever? He said, well, I don't know all the presidents ever, but from the ones I lived through, he is definitely on the, top echelon of that list. So, it's good to see Pique, always the guy who's kind of vibrant and willing to talk to the press, also gunning for that next Presidente role. So, he's really just feeding the fans here saying that. And I don't think it's too surprising. There was some news also that Barcagate, 12 jurors have been decided upon, and this is going to be a long, protracted occurrence with Barcagate, Bartomeu. They're going to be in the press every so often. So, what else can you say? I mean, I'm glad Pique threw some shade on that dirty rat Bartomeu. I think we're all seeing, right, with Messi gone, with Griezmann, with Coutinho, Dembele, etc. All of our ills are basically on Bartomeu, even though Laporte may or may not have handled them well. This is just Pique, right, feeding the fans what we want to hear.
But at the end of the day, Pique is basically saying, hey, Bart did a lot of terrible things financially especially, but at the same time in the whole Barcagate thing, he gave our players a bad name, man, and Pique's out there to defend his companions on the pitch and be like, hey, this guy really was not a Barca quality president. And that's really good to see from someone who we see in the future very possibly taking that mantle, or at least being on the
well, I'm glad he's honest, right?
The board.
Mean, if you want to contrast Pique to Laporta, I feel like we've been having this growing feeling amongst the both of us that Laporta is like a real politician's politician, right?
Sure.
We feel like he fed us some things to make us happy, to make all the fans vote for him, to make the socios believe that he had our best interests at heart. Then we've seen the Messi debacle. We've seen, us saying Laporta telling Emerson, hey, you're going to be here for years to come, and then getting rid of him. We've seen just the way overall that, I think Laporta is still on this whole Super League fiasco, even though everyone else seems to have left it. That is a real politician way to handle yourself. I feel like Piqué is out there just laying bare what he thinks, not being afraid to say what he really wants to say. Usually it's probably not the most politically correct or even, the most well-mannered thing to say that Bartomeu ranks up on the highest of the worst presidents, especially when you had like a working relationship with him for so long. But hey, he's coming out here in direct contrast to Laporta, and I think kind of showing himself, hey, this is what I am. I'm the person who's going to tell it to you straight. And with Bartomeu and probably with Laporta here, I think the Barca fans kind of yearn for that, and they yearn for that honesty, and it's good to see from Piqué. And I think as we kind of wrap up the international break, right, the one standout player we have to say, with Frankie de Jong putting in an okay performance, Pedri not playing much because he's been on this vacation and wasn't actually called up for international duty. We had Memphis Depay come out with a big first hat trick for Netherlands. I mean, if you just look at his goals and assists this year, it's crazy. I believe this year he's tied the record ever for a Dutch player in one calendar year to score goals at 12 this year. So he's just on the form of his life. And, especially with him not being near 30, right? I think he's 26 right now, with so much time to develop. It's just so encouraging for us to have gotten this kind of diamond in the rough. Because a lot of you who, like me, were first introduced to Depay when he went to Man United, we remember that he just really didn't look that special. It seemed like he had that bit of magic in his feet, but couldn't really string it together consistently. Seeing him do this for Barca, then to do it for the Dutch national team, really just invigorates me with hope that we have a real stud in our hands, and it's incredible we got him for free.
Yeah, no, 100%. And those are things that have really excited me watching Depay recently, right? At the end of the day, he's able to score on any pitch as of now. He scored for Barcelona in two of our games, and he scored this hat trick in the Netherlands. At the end of the day, I'm really satisfied with the quality of work he's putting in. He's scoring goals on a penalty.
He's got that magic use.
Kicks.
He's got that magic in his feet.
As you would say, the it factor. I'll buy into it this time just to satisfy your...
And that's what we're going to need, right? I mean, you used to hate the other player with the it factor, Messi, but Depay is showing that. I saw in training with the Barca, like the Barca players who didn't go on international break, they had a little like friendly basically, and Coutinho scored, and so this is what we need. We need people to score goals. If you remember when Messi left, we were saying, hey, there's 25 to 30 goals per season in La Liga that are gone. Where is that going to come from? Dembele with almost a full season last year couldn't come up to even 10. Griezmann also was lackluster in the goal front. So I'm glad we saw and we have seen and we got a player like Depay who has the ability to put the ball in the net. That's what we need, and that's what's going to help us, hopefully get top 4, if not higher this year in La Liga, and then to compete in the Champions League, right? I mean, would you bet against Depay putting one in against Bayern? I definitely wouldn't on this form he's in. And we get one at home at Camp Nou. Maybe the defense somehow, okay, it's not going to happen, but maybe the defense shows up big, and that game might not be as bad as we think. No,
for sure, and I totally, your point about missing about 20 goals, right? Let's say
25 to 30. Don't shortchange Messi. Okay, I know it's the Barca breakdown, but let's pay respect.
All right, 25 to 30 goals. Let's just say he can't make that up, because that's a lot to ask, right? But at the end of the day, I think what we really need to focus on is keeping our front line bolstered with him and maybe Dembele or Fati coming in to score those extra goals. It doesn't have to be 25 to 30, but the one thing we really need to focus on is a defensive mindset. Yeah. And again, with what we started this video off with, having no Alba or Dest, man, it's going to be rough.
It's going to be tough, man.
Yeah. And so at the end of the day here, I'm like, look, I hope that Koeman can make appropriate decisions and tactical mindset coming into this Bayern game. I don't want to get into that because, like Adam said, we're going to have some great breakdown for you.
Breakdown
coming on
Saturday discussing the Bayern game. Thank you guys so much
Yes.
for tuning in. Please hit that subscribe button, like button. If you have any other Barca fans who you're friends with, send them our channel to like and subscribe. Thank you guys so much. Have a nice day.